So from the first time you came, it's been like 10 years. Have you learned some Luganda?
Not much, no.
Not much. At least you need to know the very basics.
Basics. I know like.
Or see what yourself.
Uganda Wange. Yeah. Uganda Wange. That's what I know. You know.
You know what that means?
Yeah, my brother.
Yes. So
things like a few basic things, you know. Onziba Sebo.
Onziba
Sebo. Yeah.
You know what does that mean?
You're ripping me off, sir.
Correct.
You're ripping me off.
You're ripping me off. Yes. We haven't made a toast. Usually, as a ritual, we make a G-styles toast.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So you came to Uganda, you loved the weather, you loved the people, nice and friendly. I think that is really worth toasting to.
Definitely. I'll drink to that.
Cheers.
Every time. Cheers. Cheers.
That's the G-Styles juice. What does it taste like?
It's kind of strong.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to G-Styles again. Thank you for watching. For those that subscribed, thank you. Big up on yourself. For those that haven't yet, what are you waiting for? Smash that blood-clot subscribe button, yeah? Today on set, I have a man that I'm not sure if many of you know, but you're going to notice that he's a big pin when it comes to production, DJing, and entertainment in Uganda. He came from the UK and has established himself as, you know, one of those great guys down here. He's produced some great albums. He has done tours. He's supported artists, and I was surprised when, you know, I got to learn that he even married a Ugandan girl. Yeah. He's going to tell us about that. Welcome with me, Joey Moocha. Welcome to G-Styles, Joey Moocha.
Thank you very much.
Yes. How are you doing today?
To be here. I'm doing good today, yeah, not too bad.
Great.
Can't complain.
Okay. Who would you say Joey Moocha is? Who is Joey Moocha?
First and foremost, I'm a music lover and DJ. And as I become older, you know, start producing my own music. And that's what's brought me here really to Uganda, is being a music producer. So that's basically what I am, yeah. And also make videos and do music, you know, engineering, try and, you know, keep my fingers in as many pies as possible, basically.
Nice.
Yeah.
You've actually preempted my next question. I was going to ask you why you came to Uganda.
Okay.
You know, many people, especially from abroad, come to Uganda for tourism. They're expatriates. There are all sorts of people. Like, what brought you to Uganda the first time?
Okay, well, specifically, I came here the first time in 2017, and a big shout out to my friend David Cecil, who runs East African Records. He's the person. I've known him for like 25 years or something anyway, right? We're both involved in the music scene in the UK and London. And I knew him as someone else who's involved in sound system, and he moved out here, I don't know, maybe 2007, something like that, I think, and he comes back to the UK a lot, and he's telling me, oh, you know, you should come to Uganda, there's a really good music scene, there's loads of good MCs, there's loads of talented MCs, it's a really good place. And we talked about it for about maybe 2 years before it actually happened. He kept saying, yeah, we're going to sort something out, I'm going to try and sort out some money and bring you out here. So eventually in 2017, it was January, it was freezing cold, I was in London, you know, like very cold and trying to make some money, and I kept getting this phone call, +256, whatever the number was, and I'm thinking, nah, I don't know what this number is, it's a scam. I'm not answering. So this rang about 4 times, 5 times, eventually got a message on WhatsApp, just pick up the phone, it's Davey. So then eventually picked it up. He says to me, you want to come to Uganda? I said, you know I want to come to Uganda. He says, you want to come next week? I said, yeah, okay. So they were making a film, which has now been released, called Imperial Blue. They were making this film in Fort Portal, and they couldn't get hold of any decent lighting, so they asked me to bring some lighting to Uganda, which I was a bit worried about, because I ended up having 3 suitcases full of lights and equipment, costumes and all sorts of stuff. I was a bit worried, but, you know, luckily I came through the airport, everyone was very friendly, no one really checked my bags, just on you go, you know? So that was my first experience of coming to Uganda was I took a bus all the way to Fort Portal.
Okay.
Spent some time in Fort Portal, and we were filming up in the Lake District of Fort Portal, which is very beautiful. I don't know if you've been there, but it's very beautiful. And I stayed there for 10 days. Then I came to Kampala and stayed in the studio in Bunga. And this is when I met Blessed Son. Blessed Son came and met me and showed me around Kampala. And we made a connection straight away, and started recording. We didn't actually record a tune, but he recorded some jingles from our radio station.
Okay.
I recorded my first tune in Uganda with, at the time, with Echo Bass and Bigger Youth. Big respect to them. And we started recording straight away in Bunga at Nege Nege Villa. And from that, that was the first time I came here. From that, a year later, I came back for a 2-3 month residency where I recorded the whole of, I think I've recorded like 80 tunes or something in 2 months.
Okay, we'll dive into that, Joey. So, but if I got you right, you came to Uganda to deliver lights.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Not to produce music, not to sing, not to perform, nothing to.
I mean, it was
for the movie you're recording, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I mean, it was we already discussed about coming to record music, so it was like a preemptive strike, let's say, you know. I
got you.
Because I got to meet some of the artists and I got to find out a little bit about the country, which I got to say, I was immediately wanted to come back. It's from the minute I came here, I was like, because I only did it for 2 weeks, but I was really immediately impressed by, compared to the UK, how laid back everyone is, how beautiful the country is, people are nice. We had some good times,
Okay.
So
nice, great. Okay, so I know your friend kept telling you about certain things about Uganda before you came the first time. Because if you say kept asking you to come around, there's some nice MCs and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you find what you expected to find down here in terms of MCs and talent and stuff that you have been taught about previously?
Most definitely. I mean, like I said, the first time I came, I was only really in Kampala for 3 or 4 days, but I managed to link up with Echo Bass, Blessed Son, Bigger Youth, a guy called Laban from Congo, and a few other. What's the other guy called? Donzilla, who's a really big producer from Bunga. I worked with all these people really, So I was immediately impressed by, there's a lot of talent, and also people were just very willing to work, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's impressed me, yeah.
Great. I'm curious to know, had you been to Africa before?
I hadn't been to Africa, no. I've been to like Egypt, Tunisia.
Egypt is Africa.
I've been to Egypt, Tunisia and Morocco, right?
Okay.
But to me, I don't really I guess it's Africa, but I don't consider it the same as it's all right. To cut straight to the point, it's not really black, right? It's Arab. It's Arab countries, yeah.
Okay.
I had a great time there. Don't get me wrong, but to see it as different than what you call, East Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa, whatever you want to call it, yeah.
Okay.
It's proper Africa, yeah.
Uganda is proper Africa.
Yeah, it's proper Africa, isn't it? So
okay.
This is right in the middle of everything, right?
Okay. So the reason I ask that is I'm curious to know, you hadn't been to Black Africa before. You had heard all these things about Uganda. What was the feeling like? Packing your bags, going to the airport, flying all the way down here and then landing in Uganda. What was that experience like all the way, and what was running through your mind the whole time? Away from the movie that was being recorded, just what was going on?
I mean, to be honest, the main thing was, like I said, I was a bit concerned about bringing all this stuff into the country because I didn't know, whether they're going to be problems. I didn't know there's going to be problems at the airport, to be honest. You know what I mean? If you bring in loads of things into a country, normally they will ask you a lot of questions.
Sure.
Stuff, And so, I didn't really have any problems at the airport. Like I said, I came out of the airport and this driver picked me up. I had a sign with my name on, and he took me to get some food, and then he took me straight to the bus station in the centre of Kampala. So that was my first impression of Kampala. It was a bit crazy actually. Because people were coming up one guy wanted to carry the bag for a bit of change, right?
Correct, yes.
For a few K, But he took the bag and ran off with it. And I was like, oh man, I've been robbed already. But he was just messing around. He came back and went, the guy I was with just shouted at me, going, no, whatever. I told him to go away.
Yeah.
And he disappeared. So that was like, the bus station was a bit crazy. And then I got on the bus and I'm like, oh, what time are we leaving then, you know? Because I'm used to like UK where everything's, everyone's obsessed about being on time, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here and they put all my bags underneath, and the guy said, I got to pay 30,000, 30k. I'm like, 30,000? I didn't realise it's a small amount of money. You know what I mean?
So you thought it was £5,000?
I didn't know what it was. I didn't really have no idea what the money was. You know what I mean? So I was a bit. I spoke to my friend. He's like, nah, that's okay. That's good. It's good. 30k is okay. Sat on the bus and I was like, what time is this bus going to leave? What time is this bus going to leave? I didn't realise that we were just waiting to fill the bus up before they left.
Okay.
So I sat there for about 3 hours.
And that's right. In Kampala, in Uganda, the bus doesn't leave until it's full
up, right?
Correct, yes. Not like in those other countries where, once the time reaches for it to leave, just goes.
So and then I sat on the bus. Some girl came on the bus and said, oh, is anyone sitting here? I said, no, okay, come sit here. And then halfway through it got dark and I was trying to close the window and the window wouldn't close. And the woman says to me, oh, you can wear my jumper. The guy behind me is like, oh, you can have this. And I was like, man, everyone's super friendly.
Why all the niceness?
Everyone's super friendly, like no one don't even know me.
Yes.
But, so that's my first impression really.
Correct.
Uganda,
And I will be honest with you.
People are super friendly,
Uganda, people that have been here, that I've interacted with from out there.
Yeah.
Also Uganda people are nice and friendly.
Definitely, yeah.
The weather is beautiful too. What do you think about our weather? Before we go on, before you share what exactly your experience was like in Fort Portal.
I mean, the weather's perfect really because it's not too hot.
Okay.
But it's nice.
You love it.
I like this kind of temperature, like what it is today. I mean, even when I went up north to
Gulu, Lira.
What's it called? Nebi and all that. It was super hot, right? Super hot.
It gets really hot.
It gets really hot, and Arua and all that. It's hot, And we went to Kenya to what was the place we played in Kenya?
Kilifi.
Kilifi, right? It was so hot. It's so hot. I mean, it's like nearly 40 degrees, and it was like they had these cold water showers. I remember getting in the cold water and you go, and then literally as soon as I turn the cold water off, start sweating again, you know what I mean? So like here it's nice. It's like, it's the right temperature really. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So tell me about that movie again. Did it come out?
Yeah, it's called Imperial Blue.
Imperial Blue.
And it's basically the story of it's basically the story of a how can you say, like a sort of hippie like drug smuggler basically from the UK who it starts off in India, and then it's part of it in the UK, and most of it's in Uganda. It's about a guy who's looking for an imaginary blue drug called Bulu, right? And he's
looking for what?
He's looking for it doesn't exist, but it's a blue drug called Bulu, right?
Okay.
Which when you sniff it, you can see into the future, right? So he comes to try and buy this. He finds out that this flower comes from Uganda. So he comes to Uganda to try and buy this drug, basically, to take back to Europe. And it's kind of to do with, I guess it's to do with like difference between people from let's say white people, Europeans, whatever. And he's the character's actually American, right? But it's to do with the way people think they should be treated, and how they, I guess to do with how people think they should be treated when they come here.
Okay.
So you've got to watch the film really. It's kind of like it's a fictional story, but I think it resonates with a lot of people about. Yeah, there's a lot of truth in it as well.
It's worth checking out.
It's worth checking out, yeah.
I need to find more about Bulu.
Bulu doesn't exist. You know what I mean? It's like I think it's a metaphor for like. I think it's a metaphor to do with people coming to India or Africa looking for things that they want to take. Okay. So I think it might have been a metaphor for more things as well.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Joey,
Yeah.
we haven't made a toast. Usually, as a ritual,
Yeah.
we make a G Styles toast.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So you came to Uganda. You've loved the weather. You love the people, nice and friendly. I think that is really worth toasting to.
Definitely. I'll drink to that
Cheers.
every time. Cheers.
Cheers. That's the G Styles juice. What does it taste like?
It's kind of strong, but doing the trick.
I hear you.
I mean, I kind of like the Waraji. I mean, when I went to Full Portal, actually, the first thing that I was drinking was besides the Nile Special, right?
Mm-hmm.
Besides the Nile Special was we were filming this film in some really small village called
Makan.
no, what's the name of that? I forget the name of it, but anyway, it's a very small village, maybe 1 or 2 people there, and they were making this. I can't even remember the name of it, but the stuff they make out of the banana leaves, the skins and all that, right? Where it's just like becomes super.
When did we get it?
Matoke juice.
Matoke juice, yeah,
Yeah.
but super strong. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is that the
Sure.
strongest drink you've ever taken?
One of the strongest. One of the
Okay.
strongest. Yeah, one of the
Okay,
strongest.
okay.
Yeah. I mean, I know there's like a drunk tequila that's like. What do you call it? Extra, double strength and stuff like that as well. So yeah, but that was kind of pretty pokey. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So when you came back from Fort Portal,
Yeah.
movie has been shot, everything set, so you come back to Kampala.
Yeah.
Did you have any plans of going back to the UK?
Yeah. I mean, the first time I came was only for 2 weeks, so it was just to get a glimpse of what was going on, So yeah, I mean, I wasn't planning to stay long then,
Okay.
It's only really from the second time I came. The second time I came, we stayed for 2.5 months, I think it was.
Okay.
And we did some trip to Kenya. We went to perform in Kenya and do some recording and stuff in Kenya
being
as
a
well.
DJ and producer.
Yeah, well, I travelled with Blessed Son, MC Yala, Kea Nemesis, David from East African Records, and we performed at this Ongea music conference in Nairobi, yeah, which was a real eye opener because I didn't realise that, because I've been here for some time and I realised everyone's like a certain way, and then I come to Nairobi and everyone's a bit more like
Oh yeah.
different vibe,
Okay.
No disrespect, by the way. That's no disrespect to my Nairobi brothers and sisters.
Yeah. I know that they're watching. We have a lot of fans from
We have a
Nairobi,
lot.
like
I have
Kenya.
some good mates there, and
Yeah.
we just released some music with some people from Nairobi as well. So it's no disrespect, but I will say, Nairobi compared to Kampala, it's a different beast. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some really fantastic music and nightlife taking place in Nairobi. So a big shout to Monrea, Professor Juicy, Ja Lyric, DJ Raf, who really looked after us when we were there. Also, the people who, when we went the second time, people who looked after us at Kilifi. I'm sure I'm forgetting a bunch of names, but yeah, that's really a very vibrant city as far as music goes.
Okay.
Big up to Nazizi and Lavosti, not forgetting Lavosti each and every time, and massive respect and
Massive respect.
rest in peace to my brother Shushan Boy. He's one of the first people I met actually at Ongea. Can't forget him,
Alright. So how did you go to Nairobi? As a producer, as a DJ, as a manager?
So basically, when we went to Nairobi, I'd been working I'd been recording, at East African Records for maybe a month or something. So I'd made a bunch of tunes with Blessed Son. I'd made a few tunes with a guy called Kea Nemesis, big respect to Kea Nemesis, and also made a few tunes with MC Yala, who's really blown up in the last few years. He's become very big in Europe and touring all over Europe and really getting a big name. And massive respect to MC Yala each and every time. So we all travelled as a team basically, and we did a showcase. We did like a 30-minute showcase at the conference, and it was to showcase the music that I've been making at East African Records. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's, and there's a video of it on YouTube somewhere. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll check it out. But
Yeah.
I'm curious. I just remembered
Yeah.
something about your trip to Fort Portal the first time.
Yeah.
There's that lady that was sitting next to you.
Yeah.
That offered her jacket when it was cold in the night.
Yeah.
Did you take it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. For a little while.
For a little while, yes.
And then she got off, so I give it back to her. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I get you. Okay, so you come back from Nairobi, settle in Kampala permanently, or even when you came back from Nairobi, are you planning to, just record a few tracks at East Africa Records and then get back to the UK?
I mean, to be honest,
The reason I'm asking that
Yeah.
is you've been in Uganda. At least you shared this with me earlier. You've been in Uganda since 2017.
well, on and off, yeah.
On and off,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to know, is that the point at which you decided, hey, I think this is a place to stay, I need to be in Uganda?
Yeah, I mean, after my second visit, which was 2018, I actually didn't want to go, and I'd been here for long enough to sort of, become very interested in how things were functioning here and if I could even stay here,
Yeah.
So then I was back in the UK then for I think maybe 18 months or something, but until my next trip, and then my next trip was in 2019.
Okay.
Or actually from 2019 to 2020. So that's when so then basically that was done. I did another session. I did another residency there at EAR.
Okay.
And then since then I've been coming back and forth.
Okay.
The last few years I've been spending more time here in the UK.
Okay.
So finally would like to move here, but it's like I have some issues with visa and stuff.
Okay.
So I'm working them things out bit by bit.
Nice.
Yeah.
There are many reasons that would make somebody stay in a place they've visited. One, the hospitality of the people. Two,
Yeah.
weather is another very important reason.
Yeah.
Three, the money. So
Yeah.
even if the weather is fucked up and stuff, but if they're making money, they'll endure that, right?
Yeah.
Fourthly, if they got a partner.
Yeah.
Uganda is known for having very, beautiful women,
Yeah.
nice and round and stuff, so.
Well, I could say probably for those, apart from making money, I would say all those 4 reasons. Yeah, that's why I'm here. I met
All the 4.
I met my partner in 2019.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
I've been with her since then. Although it's been difficult because actually, from when we met, she was going to come to the UK and blah blah blah, and then it could have been the worst time in a way because literally I left here in February or March 2020. Next month you had COVID, so the lockdown for nearly 9 months. So we were separated for some time due to COVID.
Because actually,
So, yeah.
2017 when you came the first time was towards the COVID. I mean, COVID.
2020 was when COVID started. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then it became a problem, but it's worked out. It's worked out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
part of the reason I'm here. Yeah.
Sweet. Let's toast, man.
Cheers.
Cheers, man. Yeah. So. All right. So Joey, what's your your many people go into music
Yeah.
and DJing and production from other backgrounds. I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
I have a DJ friend that is a surgeon, professional surgeon.
Okay. Yeah.
He played the first song that I did.
Yeah.
I gave it to him, and he's a professional DJ, so he played it at Chadondo Rugby Club. The first time, before he even completed it, he's like, "Whoa, this is nice."
Yeah.
He went and played it there. So, but he's a professional surgeon.
Yeah.
Are you a professional in this space? Are you producing or DJing and stuff, or do you come from elsewhere into production?
I mean, I'm not. Okay, I've got a qualification to teach music, which I did about. Which was what I was doing before I came to Uganda the first time.
Okay, so you're in the same space.
So that a little bit got put on the back burner.
Okay.
Although I have been doing some teaching stuff here as well.
Okay.
We've been doing some stuff at EAR, teaching people how to do music production,
You're close.
particularly women actually.
Yeah.
The last one we did was funded to teach women how to get more women into production basically. Yeah. So profession, not really. I didn't go to university. I just pursued my own thing really, which was doing music and traveling really.
Great. You love to travel?
Yeah, I've travelled quite a lot from when I left home. From when I was 18, I guess I travelled quite a lot, mostly actually around Europe, but also Middle East, and that's when I went to Egypt actually. Yeah, you know. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I know being a DJ, you were DJing in the UK before you came to Uganda.
Yeah.
Is that radio station you're working at? So did you resign at that station, or did you just?
No, actually, the last station that was playing on was Cool FM or Cool London.
Cool London FM, yeah.
Cool London. Well,
I've seen that on the
they were
internet.
originally they were cool. Right, so it's a long story. Originally they were Cool FM because they were a pirate station, right? Then they went kind of semi-legal, so they became Cool London. Now they've gone back to being Cool FM, right? So it's a bit of a long story, but what happened was I was still playing for them. Massive respect to all Cool family, Eastman, Susie, all of the DJs, everyone, right? So I was still playing for them.
All right. So away from that job in the UK, what is your experience like producing music in Uganda?
I mean, it's been okay. So like from the genres that I produced before, when I was in the UK before I came here, I mostly just produced like jungle music, drum and bass, whatever you want to call it.
Drum and bass?
Drum and bass. Drum and bass. It's another.
Drum and bass.
Yeah, it's another name for jungle. It's like basically music that's homegrown in the UK, right? It's very fast and energetic, and it's like rave music, people go raving, but it's black music. Okay, let me get that straight. It's black. Its roots are in black music, right? So that's the music I played and loved, and I still love and play for years. I've always been a fan of hip hop from before jungle even started, So I produced a lot of hip hop as well. When I came here, when I first came here, I was asked to try and produce some commercial music, right? Which I did, I don't know if it necessarily worked, but I started dipping my toes into other pools, The other thing was I've always been a fan of I've always been a big fan of reggae music.
Yeah.
Which I got from my dad. Big up
from your dad?
Big up to my dad, Jack Harris.
Interesting stuff.
Like he used to always play Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, Prince Farai, all that stuff when I was really young, do you know what I mean? So I knew about all that music when I was growing up.
You can imagine how we inspire our kids.
No,
so you
yeah,
were inspired by your dad?
Yeah, definitely.
To reggae music.
Definitely,
And right now you're fully fledged dancer.
Man, even took me to see, one of the first concerts I went to, he took me to see UB40 when I was like, I think 11 or 12, took me and my sister.
Whoa.
To see it,
Must have been music, was he?
Hey?
Was he into music?
He's really into music.
Was he in that space?
Yeah, he's really into music, yeah.
In a band,
No, I mean, he never played music. He never played music, but he just
loved it.
He's just a fan of music.
Okay.
So like I said, I've always been a fan of reggae, but I never felt like it was my music to make, right? Like I can say, I don't want to be like copying like Jamaican culture, black culture, or whatever, you know what I mean? Because I'm from the UK and I'm white, as you can see, right? So I always felt like a little bit like it wasn't really my place to.
I'm colorblind. I only see a great man.
Man, I don't believe in that shit. You know what I mean? I don't believe in that shit. But like I never felt it was necessarily my place to be involved in, right? Now let me say, when I first came to Uganda, that's what's really given me the confidence to make reggae music, dub music, and all them things, because it's all the Rastas actually in this country who said, no, make this, do this, play this. You know what I mean? So
what do you mean?
I felt like I had the blessing from a lot of Rastas in this country to make reggae music.
Okay.
Yeah, because they liked the sound.
Like they trusted you.
They trusted me to make it and not bastardize it. All right. Okay. Sorry to swear.
Yeah.
But not to because the problem is the way I see it now is like a lot of like one of these. I was having this discussion with one of these Rastas in London a few years ago, and he was like, what's the problem is, what's the biggest reggae band in the world? UB40, they're white. The biggest reggae DJ in the UK is white. Do you know what I mean? So I could understand what he's saying. It's like people trying to take over the music, right, from the source of the where it's from, right? So that's problematic to me, right? So if I'm going to do it, I don't want to do it. I don't want to make it soft like that. That's all. You know? But people have given me the confidence to do it in this country because I don't make soft music. I make music that's militant. You know what I mean? And I think there should be a militant message in the music as well. You know? So that's what I stand for. So it's not in my agenda to try and let's make it all nice. Let's make it all nice for everyone else.
Speaking of militant music,
yeah,
I've listened to the album that you made you did with Blessed Son. Animal Farm is political and militant, like it's about leadership and all those other things.
Yeah,
how society is led and those things, right?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really a conscious.
Did it come from the idea that you have or the feeling of music should be, and militant, I don't mean military, I mean music
I understand what
addressing something that is, trying to advocate and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, no, I mean actually when I came back to Uganda the second time, I was working at East African Records every day, right? So there was loads of artists coming in. But one person who was always there was Blessed Son, right? He was always there. And even sometimes he'd wait. I'd say, I'm doing a session with someone now for 2-3 hours. He'd wait, he'd always come. So by the end of that 2 or 3 months that I was here in 2018, I think we'd recorded like 30 tunes or something, or 25 tunes, you know? Yeah. He'd done a few dub plates for like people in the UK. We'd done a bunch of stuff, you know, and we'd done a bunch of performances together as well. So I actually said to him one day, we've got enough to make an album, let's make an album. So what do you want to call it? And he, without even thinking about it, he just went Animal Farm straight away, and I never really asked him too much why. Yeah. But I was very familiar with the book Animal Farm, which is written by George Orwell, which is a very famous book. And it's basically, to cut a long story short, the whole sort of ethos of that book is about people taking over, people having a revolution, right? But then thinking that they're better than everyone else. Right? They say they stand for the people, they think they're better than everyone else. But it's set with animals, right? So the pigs are less than the horses, and it's done. It's a metaphor for, I guess, for communism, or for like.
Correct. It was about the communist.
It's about communist systems, Yeah. So actually, what happened was then we put together the order of the album. The record company who was releasing it, East African Records, complained. They said there's not enough guest artists on it. The first draft we had of the album, there was only 2 guest artists on it, right? So we decided to bring in a bunch of other artists, which at the time I resisted, but now I think maybe it was the right decision, to bring in other artists to have like a verse here, a verse there, and big respect to David from East African Records. He was quite specific. He said, what about having this artist here? What about this artist here? What about this artist here? Okay. And we had a bit of back and forth, which went on for a few months. But eventually, I think we did a good job, The Animal Farm skits was from, basically I just ripped it from YouTube, and it was somebody reciting the Animal Farm book. So I just found some appropriate bits, and I put that into the, there's some of the skits that are in between the tunes to try and sort of give it to glue it together, you know what I mean? So it's about something.
Okay, so I'll tell you something, Joey.
Yeah.
Reggae music especially, has been music for, advocacy.
Yeah.
Music that is trying to push a message.
Yeah.
Awaken. Really a music with a message. Hip hop too, because you say you love listening to hip hop. Hip hop equally. Those blacks in the US and try to fight for their rights and stuff, and through hip hop. Yeah. Like they didn't want to use arms and stuff. They, really using the spoken word. So it's perfectly understandable when you say your music is militant. Let it not be misconstrued there to think you're military and stuff. No. It's music that
with some strength and some
strength and some
without compromise.
Without compromise. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So tell me, what are some of the challenges? Because I know every profession, every space one works with has some challenges. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges you found? You've told me very nice things about Uganda. Yeah. I'm curious to know, and Ugandans out there watching, should change certain things about how they do things? Like, what are those challenges you face that you feel, oh my God, Ugandans really need to change this. This is not right.
No, I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's, I think there's like a lot of challenges in this country, but I don't know if it's necessarily like to be blamed on Ugandan people. It's to do with like the geopolitical situation. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that East Africa, especially Congo, and it's been exploited by people trying to take all the resources. And that's been something that's gone on for centuries. I think it's still going on. Right? Okay, if I want to be critical of Ugandans, I don't know. I don't necessarily want to upset anyone. I'll tell you one thing that annoys me actually about Uganda is the roads. You know what I mean? Like, I actually get scared with the way people drive. Yeah, and it's a bit much. And I've used the border. Man, I'm on borders all the time, but it's not necessarily. And there's some very bad border guys, But to be honest, I don't think it's necessarily the borders. I think it's these guys in the 4x4s who cut and think they can just knock everyone over.
Yeah.
It's not cool. Yeah, and you go to hospitals and 85% of people in hospitals are guys who've had accidents in cars.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, Ugandan, sort out your road manners, okay?
But
that's all I'm gonna say.
Like they should change.
Yeah.
Okay, no, but if you ask me, that is really something that has been going on for centuries. It's normal. It's now you that is coming from a bit of an organized, road system that feels, oh my God, what's going on here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
maybe it is. Yeah.
I know you've got a news. That's why you've used borders.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've been around Uganda for how many? 2017 till now. That's about
7 years. Yeah.
No, that's about 10 years.
No.
Plus 10 years. This is 2014.
Yeah.
So it's about 10.
No, 2017 was first I come.
The first
So
time.
7 years.
Yeah. So from the first time you came, it's been like 10 years. Have you learned some Luganda?
Not much, no.
Not much. At least you need to know the very basics.
Basics. I know, like Muganda Wange. Yeah. Muganda Wange. That's what I know.
You know what that means?
Yeah, my brother.
Yes. So
things like a few basic things, Anziba Sebo.
Anziba
Sebo. Yeah.
You know what does that mean?
You're ripping me off, sir.
Correct.
You're ripping me off.
You're ripping me off. Yeah. So that's usually when have you told somebody that?
I don't really. It's more like I say, it's a joke. You know what I mean?
Anziba Sebo.
Oh, but sometimes if someone's really pushing, then I'll say it, and then maybe some, I think sometimes like I wish I knew more Luganda. Like, I'm not making excuses, but the problem I have is that a lot of the time, because people see me, they just talk to me in English, right?
Correct. Right.
So it's hard for me to learn Luganda, right? I try to learn little bits of Lua as well, but it's kind of hard, But I know a few words of Swahili.
Yeah.
So I try to learn them, but
so Muganda Wange, Onziba Sebo.
Yeah.
Then another one. I'm curious to know.
Maybe I'll ask
her, then you tell me if you know.
Okay. So my girlfriend got annoyed with me that I knew this word, right, which was Njagala.
Njagala.
All right, and this wasn't because like I knew it, like saying it to people. It's just two of the songs the first song that I recorded in Uganda was Njagala and the guy is singing about, it's like a love song, you know what I mean?
Correct, yeah.
So it's like, and then there's another song and it's called Njagala. So now I keep hearing it. A lot of the words I know is from hearing like Luganda songs, Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. So you learned a few, but you need to learn more.
I need to learn more.
Because man, for the time you've been around here, you need to be knowing way more than that. But
right, no. So I tell you. Actually, you're really right. I would like to learn more, and the problem is, if you're right, we'll say this. I've been in a bunch of countries where I haven't known the language, and the problem is when you don't know what anyone around you is saying, you're always at a disadvantage. Yeah.
True.
I'm always at a disadvantage
when
people, because I know it sometimes people speak in English and then they start talking in Luganda or whatever language. So then at a certain point, I don't know what's being said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's right.
I hear you. From the UK, I know you're used to eating certain foods over there. What was your experience like adjusting to Ugandan foods? And what's your current favorite?
Okay, so I'll be honest. I haven't been like a big fan of like what you call local food. Right? When I first started eating, I just thought it's very plain. It's not got any spice to it. You know, like I found it a little. It's taken me a while to adapt to it. You know what I mean? Like local food because a lot of the food here is very just it's cooked very plain, right?
Oh really?
It's very plain, you know. It's not
Okay.
cooked with any spices. And,
If you say that, it means you love Indian food better.
I love Indian food, yeah.
Because of the spices, right?
Yeah.
And
like-
did you grow up in
and
an
like-
Indian community or something like
No,
that?
no.
The spices. Lots
Oh,
of
right.
spices.
Okay. So most of the food that I ate growing up, was what my mum made, and it's all Italian food because she's Italian, right? So I ate a lot of Italian food, spaghetti bolognese, carbonara. You know, it's not spicy like Indian food, but
Yeah.
it's got a bit more taste, and you know, like even a lot of to be honest, even a lot of English food is boring. You know, it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
It's potatoes, and gravy, and
Okay.
sausages.
Okay.
But now, you know, like I've adapted to the food here, and you know what's great here is that you can go and buy everything fresh.
Everything is fresh.
So
True.
it's-
I know.
So it's good for you, actually.
Everything is fresh. But what's your current favorite?
Oh God, favourite.
Favorite, yeah. Lumonde. Have you eaten some lumonde?
No, what's that?
Lumonde is potatoes.
Irish, yeah.
Not Irish.
Sweet
Irish
potatoes.
is wumonde.
Okay.
Lumonde is the sweet potatoes.
Oh yeah, I like sweet potatoes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what's your favorite at the moment? Like what you tell your wife to prepare. If they can prepare that every day, you'll be happy. What's that? You don't seem to have a favorite, which is perfectly
I mean, I don't know. Probably like, to be honest, the food I liked the most, and people kind of laugh at me, was like a chickamando.
Chikomando.
A good chickamando.
Chikomando helped
Right, you
another
can't.
Muzungu over there get to know what chikomando
Okay,
is.
chickamando it literally means the food of the commandos, of the soldiers, right? So basically, I mean, there's one place actually in Uganda near the studio we used to go to, and they used to give us a big pile of it for like maybe 1K or 1.15 or something like that, right? So you got a big plate of food, right? So you'll get like chapatis, but chopped up into little pieces like this, and then red beans, and tomatoes, just the sauce, you know, on top, and then some cabbage, and then
Onion,
put some
cheese,
chili powder on top. Perfect. You
Ah,
know. Oh, also some onions and tomatoes maybe as well. You know. But actually, what's it called? I quite like the I don't know if I'm saying this right. The tishombali, the
kachumbari.
kachumbali.
Kachumbari, onions and
Just
tomatoes chopped
fine,
and mixed
yeah,
together. Yeah.
It's nice, and I like the avocados here.
Okay.
I like the little bananas.
Ah,
I like the mangoes,
okay.
and what else?
Everything else.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, no, what I don't like here is that the oranges, they're really green, and it's like,
yeah.
I like oranges to be orange. Sorry, so it might be racist to fruits, but I'm not racist to anything. But, so yeah, I would like to have a campaign to make Ugandan food more spicy. Okay. That being said,
Yeah.
man, the chilies here are really
Yeah.
good, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have you had a Rolex?
Of course, Rolex, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that Rolex was the whole, you know, when I first came here, it was all Rolex. We used to make jokes actually about, one day when I'm rich, I'm gonna buy a Rolex. It's gonna be 30 chapatis and 600 eggs and fresh cabbage, kilos of it. Like, you know, I make jokes, but people don't really understand my sense of humour. But actually, what happened was one day I was working with Blessed Sania, and it says to me, I want to do a cover version of Baby I've Got Your Money by Old Dirty Bastard, right?
Mhm.
I said, okay.
That's the album you recorded with Blessed Son?
No, but we just having a conversation one day. He says to me he wants to do a cover version of Baby I've Got Your Money by Old Dirty Bastard. So I went out to the shop and I came back and I says, hey, Blessed, I've got your Rolex. And then he went, oh, and the two of us went, oh, and that's what became the song. Baby, I've got your Rolex. It was about a Rolex, you know? And the whole video is about, we filmed it in Bonga Market with people making Rolexes and all that as well, you know? So
Okay.
that's my tribute to Ugandan food.
Nice. Great. It's pretty easy to get the feeling that Uganda is not a very difficult place to live.
No,
The food is, nice. People
Yeah.
are nice and friendly.
yeah.
There's great music. They're nice, lovely people. The weather is beautiful. What message would you have for somebody that is out in the UK? Now I'm doing this for Uganda. Out there, and then they feel Uganda, Africa. Why should I visit it? Give them a reason to come to
Okay,
Uganda.
all right. So the problem we have is like, every time I mention Uganda to anyone in the UK, the first thing they say to me, oh, Idi Amin. So they don't understand anything about Uganda,
They still remember Idi Amin.
right? That's the only point of reference
Yeah.
that people have in the UK is Idi Amin, right? They don't even know who the president is now. They don't know what's going on here. They don't know that this is a great country, you know what I mean? So I would tell people to come here, forget your misconceptions, just come and chill with the people here. And when you come here, don't go to all the tourist places. Come and hang out with the people, Ugandans, you know what I mean? The real Ugandans, and you find out that the world's a fucking big place, you know? It's not all the way you had it programmed in your mind, you know?
Yeah.
Uganda's cool, like, you know what I mean? That's what I tell people, yeah.
Okay.
To come and visit and come and hang out with us and make some music,
Come to Uganda.
have some now special,
Yeah. And G Styles juice.
and some G-Cells juice. Let's do it to that. Definitely. You've not got nothing left. But
All right. So Joey, we've had you a very musical person. You're in that space of music, right? DJing. I know you have a good ear for great music and stuff. Our next session for whoever is viewing right now is Joey is going to mix. There's going to be a dub session. Yeah. We're going to freestyle to some beats that Joey has done, and we're going to have a very special guest that is going to be on the microphone jamming. Yeah. All right. But before we do that, did you know that there are people that are watching that haven't subscribed to our channel? Can you imagine?
how dare they? How dare you watch without subscribing and liking and leaving a positive comment as well.
You know what I'm talking about. All right, so whoever's been watching, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy the show, please subscribe, like, drop a comment. If you have anything to share with Joey is going to read all those comments and then respond, right?
For sure.
All right, Joey, any parting shots for our viewers?
I'd like to just big respect to you for bringing me in for the interview, and big love to everyone in Uganda, all my family, all my music family, all East African Records crew, Program Cell Def crew. Goes out to El Barrow, Blessed Son, MC Ella, K Nemesis, Libon. Goes out to Maganda Shakol, all the Nilotica family. Bless up to everyone. Respect, let's make music and let's keep things moving.
Nice. Bang, bang, bang. Blessings.
I don't know how to break bad news, but let me try. The jam session was really nice. We enjoyed. We jammed for over 2 hours. Blessed Son killing it on the microphone. Please look up Blessed Son and see, what he has out there. He's got great music, but, mostly inclined towards the reggae dancehall style. Yeah, those that love reggae will love his music. I trust that they will. But the bad news is, at the end of the session, we discovered that we hadn't recorded the audio. Too bad, but it's a good thing in a way, because it shows you that we are human. G Styles is, has a human element to it. We make mistakes and we own up. So for this one, we blundered, didn't record. We were super excited to bring you the jam session, to see what DJ Moocha is capable of. But it's all right, shit happens. But we hope to do another one next time, and then we'll definitely drop it on here. All right, so just make sure you've subscribed and be on the lookout. Blessings, and see you on the next one. Cheng, cheng, cheng.